You mean we sleep with them?
Kelvin nodded without shame.
Exactly. No love, just business.
With men and women?
Peace asked quietly.
Yes,
he said, smiling.
You will thank me later. It's not about who, it's about how much.
He stood.
I'll give you 2 days,
he said.
Think about it, no pressure. But this house is only for those who are serious about the game.
Behind the Glamour, Part 1. The sky over River State was always heavy at dawn, as if the clouds bore the same weight as its people. Dreams slowed down by hardship, hope softened by years of disappointment. In a quiet town within Oba Ebema Ndoni local government, life moved to the rhythm of resilience. Red earth paths, leaning kiosks, and the cracking of oil-laced fires shaped the mornings. Here lived 3 young women, each born to poverty, but none willing to die with it. Olivia was the eldest. She is 24 years old, confident and fiercely determined. Her hands were her instruments, turning dull hair into sculpted beauty, tired faces into arts. She was the kind of woman who looked struggle in the eye and dared it to blink. Peace, 22 years old, was quick-witted, daring, with a thirst for glamour. Her makeup was always flawless, her clothes bold. She carried herself like a starlet, even when walking barefoot on the cracked concrete. She believed luck wasn't found, it was made. Grace, just 21 years old, was the softest of the trio. Calm, quiet, and deeply rooted in her Christian faith. She had the gentlest touch with clients and the strongest heart behind her silence. Her convictions were her compass. Together, they ran a small roadside beauty kiosk, Divine Sisters Beauty Hub, a rusty zinc-roof structure with fading posters of bridal hairstyles and glossy makeup looks torn by rain and time. They made just enough to feed themselves and buy new hair attachments, but their dreams were too large for the narrow roadside that held them. In the evenings, they would gather beneath a mango tree at the back of Olivia's family compound. It was there Olivia first unrolled a worn-out newspaper ad, her fingers tracing the bold words, "Start your dream in Lagos. Beauty career opportunity awaits." That evening, they swore to chase the life they deserved. 2 weeks later, they packed lightly. They carried their bags, makeup kits, faith and fear bundled together. Their mothers cried, their fathers nodded silently, neighbors offered prayers. The girls rode out of Omuku in an old interstate bus, bouncing along pothole-riddled roads, past rivers, bushes and towns blurred by speed and ambition. As the sun rose over Lagos, the city greeted them with horns, fumes and movements. Every inch of space throbbed with human hustle, men shouting over loudspeakers, hawkers weaving through traffic, women balancing basins of goods on their heads. They met him at a corner joint in Ojota. He introduced himself as Mr. Sunday, a house agent with connections and good deals. He spoke quickly, laughed loudly, and counted their money even faster. He promised a room in Ikeja, clean, comfortable, affordable, available the next morning. They had nowhere else to go. They believed him. That night, they slept in front of a locked kiosk. Olivia called around their backs. Peace kept her phone hidden inside her clothes, same as Grace. After she quickly said a short prayer, she also slept off. Then the morning came. Mr. Sunday didn't. His phone was switched off. The address he gave led them to an empty lot. Lagos has begun to show its teeth. With their money gone, they became wanderers in the city of gold. Days melted into nights on dusty sidewalks. They bathed at petrol stations, slept under bridges, brushed off mosquitoes with raindrops. Survival became routine. They scouted clubs for clients, makeup gigs, anything. Sometimes they got lucky, small weddings, baby showers, but most times they were ignored. Their bright-colored business cards became worn. Their heels cracked, their laughter faded. But they stayed together until one evening, outside a bakery in Surulere, a black Toyota slowed down. The engine pulled. The window slid open.
"Hello, ladies,"
said the voice. They turned. He stepped out, tall, sharply dressed, wristwatch glinting like a promise.
My name is Calvin.
He said.
You look like you need help.
They didn't speak. He smiled, calm, charming, dangerous in ways they hadn't learned to recognize yet. With the bags he saw in their hands, he knew they had accommodation issues, so he offered to assist them.
I have space in my house,
he said,
and I help young women. I don't need anything in return.
They looked at one another, tired, hungry, and desperate for a roof over their head. Followed him. That night, everything began to change. Kelvin's house was nothing like anything the girls had ever stepped into. Nestled in the heart of a quiet Lekki estate, it gleamed with affluence, high white walls, glistening tiles, imported furniture, and a scent that lingered like hidden wealth. For the first time in weeks, Olivia, Peace, and Grace didn't have to fight sleep or hold their purses while resting. The rooms were cold from steady air conditioning, the mattresses soft and wardrobes full. There was food in the fridge, Wi-Fi, hot showers. Kevin asked for nothing. He smiled in the mornings, waved casually when returning in the evenings, and always asked,
Are you girls settling in okay?
They were cautious at first, but by the fourth day, Peace was lounging in the bathtub with a glass of wine. Olivia was trying on clothes from the guest closet, and even Grace, though reserved, was starting to believe maybe this was truly help. But on the seventh night, everything changed. Kelvin called them to the living room. He sat on the edge of the couch, dressed casually in silk joggers, sipping from a glass of wine. The TV was off. The room was quiet, except for the hum of the AC. He spoke softly as though sharing a secret.
You girls are beautiful,
he began.
Talented. I see potential in you. And I know what Lagos is like. It will chew you and spit you back to your village if you don't learn the game.
The girls were silent.
What I am offering,
he continued,
is a chance to win. Real money, houses, cars, vacations, but nothing comes free.
He leaned forward.
I work with people, powerful people, men and women. They pay for company, not just presents. They pay for what they want. Nights, weekends, fantasies. You will give it to them. You will be paid well. I will manage everything.
The silence thickened. Peace blinked. Olivia sat up slowly. Grace stared at the marble floor.
Wait,
Olivia finally whispered.
You mean we sleep with them?
Kelvin nodded without shame.
Exactly. No love, just business.
With men and women?
Peace asked quietly.
Yes,
he said, smiling.
You will thank me later. It's not about who, it's about how much.
He stood.
I'll give you 2 days,
he said.
Think about it, no pressure. But this house is only for those who are serious about the game.
He left the room. For 2 nights, they barely spoke. Grace prayed. Olivia tossed on the bed, staring at the ceiling, her conscience in battle with her hunger. Peace stared long at her reflection in the mirror, applying lipstick like armor. 2 days later, Kelvin called them again. They sat, tensed.
So?
He asked, sipping again from his glass.
Yes or no?
He spoke out.
Yes.
Olivia hesitated.
I need money,
she said finally.
I am tired of suffering. I will do it.
Kelvin turned to Grace.
And you?
She shook her head.
I am sorry. I came to Lagos to style hair, do makeup. That's what I came to do. This isn't me.
Kelvin frowned slightly, the smile fading.
Grace, this city doesn't care about your dreams. It rewards only the bold.
Then let me struggle, but I won't sell my body.
You can't stay here then.
Please,
she begged.
Just let me stay. I will work hard. I will cook, clean, anything.
He shook his head.
No space here for wasted potential.
She dropped to her knees.
Please, I have no one.
Kelvin stood and called the security.
Escort her out.
Peace and Olivia watched as she was dragged from the house with her small bag in hand, her face streaked with tears. The gate closed behind her with a cold metallic finality. She walked all night, no direction, just pain. By dawn, she found a corner under a bridge and caught up with her dignity and her hunger. Back in the house, silence returned. Then the phones arrived. So did the weeks, the hills, the assignments. Kevin gave them new names, new phones to use, instructions for clients. The money flowed, but only through him. He handled bookings, received payments, and handed them cash envelopes after taking his cuts. The days in Lagos stretched like unpaved roads, rough, uneven, and unpredictable. Grace learned to walk them alone. After she was kicked out of Kelvin's house, she roamed. For 2 nights, she slept outside the mechanic's workshop, clutching her box like a lifeline. Her makeup brushes were still intact, her only treasure. On the 3rd morning, a woman frying akara by the roadside noticed her.
You no get where to stay?
The woman asked. Grace nodded.
You go fit manage my store for nights, just for now.
It was small, a concrete shed, barely big enough to lie down in, but it had a roof. That night, Grace cried herself to sleep on a flattened carton, hunger gnawing at her stomach like rats. She hadn't eaten since morning. Her last morning had gone into transport, but the next morning she stood up, dusted her clothes, pulled her hair into a bun, and went to the streets. She walked to the bus park holding her makeup box, offering her services to anyone who would listen. Pregnant women, market sellers, wedding guests. She did braids under umbrellas, makeup in the back rooms of event halls. The pay was meager. Sometimes it was only food. Each evening she returned to the shed, shut the small door, and stared at the ceiling. She opened WhatsApp. There, she saw Peace status played. Peace is in a designer's gown, sipping champagne in an Abuja hotel room. Next, Olivia by a pool in Lekki, fake lashes and glowing skin. Their captions sparkled. Soft life, booked and busy. Lagos girls do it best. Grace messaged them. Please, just 2,000 naira to buy food. I haven't eaten since yesterday. Message read. No reply. She tried calling. Peace didn't answer. Olivia picked once. Her voice was cold.
Grace, we told you. You choose struggle. Don't disturb us.
The line cut. Grace stared at the screen, tears building again. That night she had no dinner. She cried into the carton floor. The next day she woke up and walked again. Weeks passed. The Akara woman introduced her to another woman, an old neighbor with a small single room in Ajegunle. The woman agreed to sublet half the room for a token monthly fee. The space was tiny, shared with another tenant, but it had a door. It had dignity. Grace cleaned it, washed her clothes in a basin, continued filming her gigs with her phone. She posted makeup tips on Instagram, uploaded short videos of her braiding. Her captions were simple: from the streets to the salon, one face at a time. Hard work still works. She didn't get many likes, but she kept posting. Meanwhile, Peace and Olivia were glowing online. Kevin had given them a new phone each, plus a handler to manage their image. They flew to Port Harcourt for a senator's birthday. Peace posed by the jet, Olivia at the hotel balcony. They posted together often. Glossed lips, tinted sunglasses, captions in all caps. Blessings, levels, Grace works. But they never mentioned Grace. Not once. She watched everything. Night after night, she scrolled until her data finished. Then, she did coil up, her stomach tight, her eyes wet. One night, there was no light, no food, no gig, no hope. She lay on the cold floor and whispered into the dark.
God, if you are still there, don't forget me.
Her voice cracked. Outside, Lagos moved on. Inside, a seed was still growing, quietly, painfully, patiently. While some danced in borrowed lights, one girl kept grinding in the shadows. The sun still rose over Ajegunle like it always did. Soft, golden, indifferent. But for Grace, each morning was war. War against discouragement, war against shame, war against hunger. Yet she kept grinding. Each day, she picked up her faded makeup box and plastic chair, stepping out into the chaos of Lagos. She still couldn't afford a proper salon, but the streets became her studio. She did hair under mango trees, makeup in corridors. When no jobs came, She filmed tutorial with a borrowed ring light, teaching with grace, smiling through exhaustion. On Sundays, she dressed in her cleanest outfit and sat at the back of a small church. Her prayers were no longer long. They were focused.
God, just see me. Please, see me.
2 years passed. Grace had moved into a better room, small and private. She now owned a ring light, a second-hand phone with a decent camera, a tripod from Yaba Market. She posted more consistently now, before and after videos, time-lapse braiding sessions, soft-spoken tips for upcoming stylists. One evening, after a long day, she almost didn't upload her new reel. She was tired, her head pounded, her feet ached, but something in her said, just one more post. She uploaded. The caption read, "From roadside brace to bridal glam, God is not done." She went to sleep. The next morning, her phone wouldn't stop vibrating. Likes, comments, shares, reposts, mentions. Confused, she opened Instagram. 100,000 views, 10,000 new followers, over 500 comments. At the top of her inbox, a blue tick at the real tasty gold, Nollywood sweethearts, over 2 million followers. Her message was simple. "Hey Grace, I saw your reel. You are gifted. I have a shoot this weekend and I did love you to glam me. Are you free?" Grace dropped the phone. She picked it up, typed slowly. Yes ma, I am free. Thank you so much. Thank you." Dency replied almost instantly. "Send your race card. I will also cover transport. You are coming to my house in Lekki." Grace sat on the edge of her mattress, stunned. She wanted to scream, to dance, but instead she closed her eyes and whispered, "Thank you, Jesus." That weekend, she arrived at a gated estate in Lekki in a boat ride. Her makeup kit neatly arranged, her outfit carefully ironed. She was trembling inside. But when Tessie opened the door, she smiled. "You are even prettier in person," Tessie said, welcoming her in. Grace got to work. Her hands moved with grace and confidence. Every stroke told a story. Tessie watched herself transform in the mirror, stunned. "Wow," she whispered. "You are magic." When the session was done, Tessie took a selfie with her and posted it instantly. Makeup by @GraceBrushes Lagos. Follow her, book her, she's next. That post changed everything. In hours, Grace gained thousands more followers. DMs flooded in from stylists, influencers, event planners. Later that day, she messaged Tessie, "Please ma, if you don't mind, can you link me to others? I am ready to work. I just want to grow." Tessie replied with a voice note, "Say no more. You will be on every set I am on this month." One client became 3. 3 became 10. Soon, Grace was booked every weekend. She upgraded her tools, her clothes, her confidence. She hired an assistant. A month later, a fashion magazine did a feature on the streets to spotlight Lagos' fastest rising glam queen. Grace's name was there, top of the list. She now styled celebrities, influencers, brides of billionaires. She walked red carpet not as a guest, but as the artist behind the look. She opened her first mini studio in Surulere, branded it Grace Touch Beauty Lounge. But she never stopped praying. She still whispered, "Thank you," in the quiet moments. She still knelt in her room, still remembered the night she went to bed with nothing but hope. Her Instagram bio now read, "Faith, hard work, grace." And deep down, she knew the light had found her, but only because she never stopped shining in the dark. Time moved fast in Lagos, but for Olivia, her body had begun to slow down. It started with fatigue. What she assumed was malaria. She took over-the-counter pills, sipped ginger tea, wrapped herself in duvet, and stayed indoors for days. But the fever always returned. Her skin itched, her eyes started to turn yellow. Kelvin noticed.
"You don't look good,"
he said one morning, leaning on the kitchen counter. Olivia forced a smile.
"Just malaria, I'll be fine."
But she wasn't. Peace watched her with quiet concern. Olivia had become thinner. Her cheekbones sharpened. Her laughter faded. One evening, after vomiting again, Peace convinced her to visit a clinic. The test came back 2 days later, hepatitis B. The doctor was gentle but firm.
It's advanced. You need to rest. Treat it seriously.
Kelvin said little when she told him.
Go back to your village,
He said.
Let your mother take care of you. This life isn't for the weak.
But I don't want to go back,
She whispered, eyes red.
Then die here. It's your choice.
With 2 bags and a one soul, she boarded the night bus back to Rivers State. Her mother received her at the motor park, arms trembling. Olivia collapsed into her embrace. She was no longer the vibrant girl who had left 2 years earlier. She stayed indoors, barely eating. Some days she couldn't speak. Her body failed her quietly. Her mother nursed her, hot towels, porridge, gospel music on the radio. One evening, as the sun set over their village, painting the sky in gold and sorrow, Olivia whispered,
Mama, I just wanted a better life.
Her mother cried as she stroked her daughter's hair. 3 weeks later, Olivia died in her mother's arms. Her funeral was small. Her story barely whispered in the village, but her grave was fresh, her name still echoing in the hearts of those who knew how brightly she once burned. Back in Lagos, Peace was restless. Olivia's death shook her, but she couldn't stop. She was too deep in, too used to the money, the travel, the nightlife. Yet something had changed in her. She no longer laughed the same. She stared longer at mirrors. She ignored calls from Kelvin, fake sickness to skip jobs. Then one night, after a party in Victoria Island, she found herself alone in a client suite. The man had stepped into the shower. His wallet lay on the table, thick with cash. Something snapped. She reached for it. Quickly, quietly, she took out a handful of notes and sipped them into her purse. She left before he returned. She thought she got away with it. But the man called Kelvin the next day.
One of your girls is a thief,
He said coldly.
Handle it.
That evening, Kelvin summoned her. She stood in the living room, nervous, shaking.
You stole.
He asked, voice calm but eyes dark.
I was broke. I didn't mean to.
After all I did for you,
Please, just forgive me. I'll return it.
He didn't let her finish.
pack your things now.
Kelvin, please.
I said out.
He turned to his assistant.
Collect the car keys, the phones, the apartment keys, everything.
She stood in silence as her world crumbled. The car she flaunted, gone. The house, gone. The wardrobe, emptied. She was left with one handbag and a bag of wigs. Back to the streets. No shelter, no money, no friends. She tried calling Kelvin again. Blocked. She messaged the man she stole from. No reply. She called one of her former clients.
New girls have taken your place. You've lost your shine.
He said. She sat on a sidewalk that night, staring at the city that once praised her. Her lashes were smelled, her heels broken, and for the first time in years, Peace felt naked, not in body but in soul. A once flashing light now dimmed in the dark. The streets of Lagos were no longer kind to Peace. She walked with her head down now, no longer in heels, no longer with lashes and shimmer. She had nothing, just a faded dress, worn slippers and memories that clung to her like shadows. On this particular day, she sat at a roadside cafe with a cracked phone in her hand. She was scrolling endlessly, avoiding eye contact with reality. Then her thumb froze. A post appeared on her explore page. It was a photo, bright, elegant, sure real. A stunning beauty salon, white and gold interiors, a glowing chandelier, a large mirror surrounded by smiling faces. In the center stood a woman in soft makeup, braids swept up in a regal bun, wearing a branded apron that read, Grace Touch Beauty Lounge. Peace blinked. The name was unmistakable. The lady was Grace. She tapped on the handle. As Grace brushes Lagos, the handle was verified. Hundreds of thousands of followers, photos with celebrities, red carpet makeup, bridal teams, influencers thanking her in reels. She stared at the screen, stunned. Grace has made it, not just survived, flourished. Her heart ached. She hesitated, then clicked message. Hi Grace, it's Peace. I know I don't deserve to message you. I am sorry for everything. I just saw your page. You've done so well. Please, can I see you? She didn't expect a reply, but a few minutes later, the typing dots appeared. Peace, I've missed you. Come tomorrow 3 p.m. The address is on my profile. Peace held her breath, stunned. The next day, Peace arrived at the salon. She stood in front of the glass doors, staring at the gold logo etched on the glass. Grace Touch Beauty Lounge. The last time she saw Grace was when Kelvin chased her out of the house. Now Grace was a brand. The door opened from inside. It was her. Grace, dressed in white, beautiful, calm, glowing. They stared at each other, 2 lifetimes crashing into a moment. Peace, Grace whispered. Peace nodded. Her lips trembled. Grace rushed forward and hugged her tightly. Tears flowed instantly. Inside the lounge, they sat on plush chairs, surrounded by mirrors and soft lighting. The music playing was light, the kind you do hear in healing places.
Tell me everything,
Grace said, her voice low and kind. And Peace did. She told her everything about Olivia, about the hepatitis, the funeral, how Olivia died in her mother's arms, about stealing from a client, getting kicked out, sleeping under the bridge, wandering, begging. Each word broke her down more.
I should have listened to you.
Peace sobbed.
I thought I was living the dream, but I was dying slowly. I am ashamed, Grace.
Grace was silent, stunned, her heart breaking.
Olivia is gone?
She whispered. Peace nodded.
She never stopped thinking about you.
Grace turned her face away, fighting tears. Peace reached for a tissue.
I am tired, Grace. I am tired of running. Tired of the guilt. I want to change. I want what you have. That peace. That light. How did you do it?
Grace leaned forward and took her hand.
It wasn't me,
she said.
It was God. I just never let go of him. And he never let go of me.
Peace stared into her eyes.
Do you think he could ever forgive someone like me? He already has. He's just waiting for you to come home.
Peace burst into tears.
Then I want to come home. I want to know him. I want a new life.
Grace stood and knelt beside her.
Then let's pray.
There in the middle of the lounge, 2 women knelt together. One lost, the other found long ago. Grace led her through the words.
Lord Jesus, I surrender. I have sinned. I have run. But today I return. Forgive me. Heal me. Use me.
Peace repeated after her, voice trembling. The room felt different afterward. Not just lighter, holy. They rose. Peace looked at herself in the mirror, but something deeper glowing beneath her skin. Grace smiled and hugged her again.
Welcome back, Peace.
The moral of this story is that not all that glitters is gold. True success is not built on shortcuts or compromise, but on perseverance, integrity, and faith. While the fast road may offer temporary pleasure, it often leads to destruction. But those who hold on to their values, even in the face of hardship, will eventually be rewarded. And no matter how far one has fallen, redemption is always possible for those willing to turn back and seek a new beginning. Hello fam, thank you for watching through to the end of this video. Please consider subscribing to our channel if you are yet to do that. Like and share this video, and until meeting on our next story. Bye.